Hi, welcome to Friday Mobility class. My name is Tamara and I am here with the University of California, Davis. So today for our mobility class, we will be working on our feet and ankles. So for this class, you will need a few things. You will need a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. You'll also need a yoga block, something like this. Can also be a brick if you're outside, or you could use the edge of a staircase, a book, as long as it's firm and it's stable. And we will also need a little bit of oil or lotion to massage our feet. So we'll do a little bit of self-care, a little bit of TLC for the feet. And I forgot to mention, you'll also need a small towel to dry your feet off, wipe off all the excess oil after we do the self-massage. So for the self-massage, we'll start with the self-massage. So find a comfortable seated position where you can reach your feet. I will sit on the floor, but you can also sit on a chair, on a couch, on the edge of your bed. It's totally fine. We just need to have access to our feet. So I am sitting on a meditation cushion, and I'll have an extra cushion nearby to prop myself up and be very, very comfortable for this. And I will also tilt this screen down so we can focus on what we're doing on the feet. Okay, so as far as what lotion to use, it can be, there's really a wide variety of options. I am using jojoba oil, but you can use almond oil, you can use coconut oil, sesame oil. You could even use olive oil. Really. It doesn't, I don't think it matters too much for what we're going to do, but different oils do have different properties. So for example, coconut oil is more cooling, and it's recommended for people who run very hot. And in the medical tradition of old India, the Ayurvedic medicine, different oils will be recommended to people according to their constitution. So for some people, sesame oil is really nice, almond oil, coconut oil, etc. I would say choose something that feels good to you, because we want to pamper ourselves a little bit. And you're also welcome to add a little bit of like a nice smell, like you can put in essential oils like lavender, rose, what else do we like? Cedarwood, sandalwood, so many different nice aromas that you can add to your oil and make it nice for you. Okay, so now that we have found a comfortable seat, hopefully you've already arranged yourself and you're ready with your little bottle of oil. So we will get started. Can we see? Yes, I'll try to make sure that we can see. So I'm just crossing my leg over, crossing my ankle over my knee, like in a figure 4 position. So I have full access to my foot here. So go ahead and take a nice amount of oil, and we'll start spreading the oil with both hands. So let's start recognizing your feet. Sometimes we don't pause to look at our feet, recognize and touch our feet. So this is going to be an opportunity to really pay attention to our feet and ankles. We're working on the mobility of the feet and ankles, but we're also coming into a deeper understanding of this part of our body, our feet and ankles. Okay, so now that I've added plenty of oil, start to bring your thumb, so I'm holding the back of the foot with my other fingers, and I'm going to use my thumbs to run across the arch. And you can use here as much force as you like, as it feels good to you. I'm actually going to, let's see if I can adjust a little bit lower. I still want to have my face in there. Okay. So I'm using quite a lot of force here, but also don't strain, don't compromise the rest of your body just to achieve this massage. You want the rest of the body to participate, but to also be relaxed. So don't strain your shoulders, relax your spine, and it's okay to round in and be comfortable. So you don't want to create any tension in another place for this. Okay, now this feels really nice, so I'm playing with my thumbs on the arch, making circles, and you can go all the way up to the ball of the foot, making circles. And also the heel. Take the heel and make circles. Really getting, especially the edge of the heel gets very dry, and some people it cracks and it can be very uncomfortable. So this kind of oil massage of the feet is very healthy and good to prevent that kind of dryness in the feet. Another really good thing to do is to do this self-massage of the feet at night and really lather your feet with plenty of oil, and then put on socks and go to sleep. That's what they recommend in Ayurveda, and I just added a little bit more oil. All right, now go to each toe. So I'm still using kind of like the same, holding the foot in the same way. So the palms hold the back or the top of the foot, and with my thumbs, go ahead and squeeze a little bit each little toe. Make sure that you get also the space in between the toes. And now I'm going to interlace my fingers, so palm to sole. I'm going to interlace my fingers through the toes. Check that out. So I can hold the ankle with the other hand and make big circles. Really exploring here the range of motion of the ankle and moving all the little bones in the foot. And make sure to go in the opposite direction as well. And let's remember that there are lots of bones in the foot. There are about 26 bones in the foot, and that means that the foot is meant to move a lot. So wherever there is a joint in the body, a joint evolved for movement. So where two bones meet and create a joint, that is supposed to move. So imagine how much our feet are supposed to move if it has 26 bones. Every time a little bone meets another one, that's a place where movement should be happening. So your foot has an amazing capacity to mold, move, and serve its purpose, which is holding us up, standing on these two things. Like our whole body only stands on these two small things. It's quite amazing. It's a miracle of evolution, of bipedal movement or gait. Okay, so also we need to bring some attention to the shins. So go ahead and take a good amount of oil to the shins and calves. And there are these spaces. So right here, there's a space between the bone, the shin bone, and the muscle. And this is, for those who are curious about anatomy, anterior tibialis. So go ahead and press with quite a good amount of force your fingers up and down this space. And if you move a little bit more over onto the belly of the muscle, it's going to feel quite intense, but it's really good. So go ahead and squeeze the way down. Right. And we also have another pathway on the inner side or the medial side of the shin bone. So if you feel your shin bone right here towards you, towards the calf, there's another little, it's like a valley. And there runs a river. Press your fingers with quite a good amount of force up and down that valley. You can use your thumbs or you can use your fingers. Explore those valleys, that terrain, and get in there. If you have issues with circulation or low blood pressure, it's advisable, or varicose veins, it's advisable to massage upward, so from the foot up towards the knee. And here I'm going to press down with my knuckles to get a little bit deeper. And I'm leaning my body in. So it's not so much I'm using my muscles, but I'm just using the gravity to lean in as much as possible. And a little bit more on the foot, on the sole with your thumbs. All right, let's go to the other side. This is fun, right? How many times are you encouraged to pay attention to your feet in this way? All right, second side. And I'm using quite a lot of oil. Okay, so first making sure to lather the foot really well, and I'm already adding onto the shin and the calf. Okay, and now with the thumbs, pressing into the sole. Now I have my foot crossed over my knee, but you could also have your foot on the floor in this way. So if you sit with your legs wide and bend one knee, and here I have really good access to the foot, and I can lean my body weight into it. So I'm not pushing with my muscles, but I'm leaning forward. And notice how I rock back and forth, and that makes it much easier. That way I'm not using a lot of my energy to massage my foot, but it's very easy. Just rocking back and forth and pressing the thumbs in to the sole. Make circles now with your thumbs. And circles on the heel. Really getting those edges of the heel. You can also press your thumbs up and down the Achilles tendon. All right, and each little toe. So make sure that you touch every little corner of your foot between the toes. And now interlace the fingers on the toes, and with the other hand hold the ankle and circle it around. Now, because our feet are meant to move so much, we need to give them the freedom to move. So that means we have to choose our shoes very wisely, so that our shoes, and I'm now changing the direction of the circles, so that the shoes can allow all that movement in the feet. So ask yourself, next time you choose a pair of shoes, can you spread your toes inside your shoe? Or are your toes all crammed in? Feet don't like that. Feet want to be able to move a lot, almost as hands. In fact, I think our feet could move just as hands if we gave them a chance, and if we practiced it. I'm sure we could increase our foot mobility quite a lot. And we're gonna do a few little games now to test that out. All right, finishing up on the foot and going to the shin. So you can go up and down the shin. So I'm interlacing my fingers so I can clamp with the heel of my hands. I'm clamping down to massage the muscles that go up and down the shin. Also out to the side. This really, if you find something that feels good, go for it. Remember, this is a practice for you, for your exploration. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper with my fingertips up and down this edge. So the shin bone is right here, and to this side, this muscle can get really tight, and it affects our ability to flex and extend our ankle. All right, and now inside on the inner edge of the shin bone, so you can use the thumbs or the fingers, whatever feels comfortable to you. You can also slide your hand. Since we're using the oil, you can slide your hand and press the heel of your hand up that valley and that river. And you might find some pretty interesting and sometimes a little painful spots in there. All right, and finishing off, pressing down into the sole of the foot. And notice here how I'm just leaning my body forward, my arm stays straight, and I'm just using my body weight to press down into the foot. And because we're using oil, this allows for a nice glide. All right, so now what we need to do is use a small towel to clean off the excess oil on your feet. And I forgot to bring one outside, so I'm going to trust that you're going to go in and get one. I am here on carpet, so it's not so bad, but please be careful if your feet are oiled and you go out onto a slick surface. It can be hazardous. We don't want you to slip and slide with oily feet. So please take a towel and clean them off. I am just going to clean it off my my yoga blanket. I'll just throw it in the washer later. Okay. All right, so what's next? We did the self massage. So let's come into a little squat. And it's nice because I have this cushion. So you could be sitting on a cushion and really spread the toes, open them up, and lean forward and back. It's a little rocking back and forth to warm up our ankles. Now, if you cannot lean forward without lifting the heels off the ground, this is what we can do. You'll take a blanket or a towel and make a roll. And this is really important. If you really want to improve your foot and ankle mobility, you want to give the body support. So support the ankles, lift the ankles so that you can do this movement and still press or have a support for the heel. So I'm going to go ahead and come into a forward fold and then back down. This also feels good on the hamstrings and the spine. All right. So if you're still using the support on with the blanket, that's perfectly fine. Now bring your knees, and you can use the hands, bring the knees down to the floor and back up, and I'll show it in profile. And here we're Really using the body weight to open up the feet and open up the toes. Go slow, feel it. It can be a little bit uncomfortable if your feet are too tight, so take it easy. You can also have your hands on a chair here and not go too far. So you can only just do this. Your hands can also be on the wall. I'm going to take the roll out so you can see the full thing, bringing the heels down. So I got used to having the support of the roll. All right, and now sit down here, extend the feet, and tap the feet on the floor. Now, some of us, if you cannot fully extend your ankles, then you can come back to using the roll and place it under the ankles, and that will reduce the angle. Okay, so if you're doing that, it'll be less intense. So we'll lift one knee and lean back, and that's giving us a nice stretch of the top of the ankle, top of the foot. I'll show it without the roll. And make sure that your feet are parallel so that they're not turned in towards each other. So not this, but this. Open the toes. Press down on the pinky side of your foot. And then lift the knee. And lean back a little bit. And do both sides. And it might be too intense, so maybe just leaning back like this is enough. You might already feel it in your ankles and also stretching the whole top of the leg. But if you have that extra space, definitely give the knee a little lift. All right, and let's come up, however you like to come up, to standing. And I'll tilt this a little bit up so we can see standing. Okay, so to warm up a little bit the feet, we're gonna do some jumping. So take the feet, actually let's just start a little dance, a little side to side, a little salsa. Spreading the toes. So as you land the foot, really open the toes, really grab the floor with your feet. We're learning salsa. Dancing is really good for the feet. But not if you put it in really tight dance shoes. You have to let your feet be free though. Okay, we're gonna lift up the energy a little bit. And now we're gonna cross forward. You can play some salsa music, crossing forward. Come back to center. Spread the toes, really connect to the floor, and coming up and down on your tippy toes. now as you come, we'll rock. So you'll come up and then rock on the heels, lift the toes, lift and spread. Lift and spread. Rocking back and forth. And you're totally welcome to support yourself, like hold on to the wall or to a chair, something stable, so you can really get this movement going on the feet. Ooh, mat is gonna blow. All right, and I'll tilt it down a little bit more. Okay, and now a little jumping jacks. All right, and now we're going to cross, open, cross, open. Okay, great. Now this exercise I love. It comes from shadow yoga. Stand and take one foot back. Press the top of the toes into the floor. And you're welcome to support yourself by holding onto the wall or a chair. And now circle the ankle, circle the foot. So you want to go over the toes, under, over, under, making big circles with the ankle. Count about 10 circles and change direction. Second side. Press the top of the foot into the floor. Extend. And circles. Up and over the toes. About 10 circles in each direction. Good. And let's come back to our squat. For this squat, take the feet a little bit wide, turn the toes out, and come down. Press the knees out with your elbows. And remember, if your heels are not touching the floor, bring the rolled up blanket or towel and bring it under the heels. Shift your weight side to side. We haven't used the ball yet. We're going to use it next. All right, and if this is still comfortable and fun, we're gonna go in a full circle. So we're gonna start walking around, and you can bring your hands to the floor. All the way around, and now to the other side, other direction. Hips up, heels out, fold in. Shake it out for a moment. All right, and we're gonna go to use the ball. So I'm going to demonstrate this using a pole as a support. So I'm going to hold on. I'm standing, but I'm holding on to this post. And we're going to use the ball with quite a good amount of force to massage the sole. So find your ball and energetically massage the sole of the foot. Press, a pretty good amount of pressure here. Nice and fast. All right, now keep the heel down and side to side on the ball of the foot. With the ball on the ball of the foot. Letting the toes curl over the ball. And press. Pretty good amount of pressure here. And let's go to the other side. Feels really good. Now remember, you can also be doing this seated. You can be sitting down and doing this on the sole of the foot. It's really good for you. Do it. Keep a ball at your desk. And when you're seated working on the computer, you can be playing with a ball with your foot on the floor. Okay, so now I'm keeping the heel down and moving the ball side to side on the ball of the foot. All right, and let's leave the ball to a side. Hey. Okay, now a fun game of toes. So stand with your toes nice and wide. So feet about hip width apart. I'm actually going to tilt it a little bit lower so we're looking just at the feet. Okay. And press the big toe down, lift the other toes, all other 4 toes, lift them up, and bring them down. Now lift only the big toe, and bring it down. All the other toes, bring them down. Big toe, beep, bring it down. And alternate, toe, and you will be surprised at how much attention this requires. And I'm bending my knees a little bit, so don't lock your knees out. Oh my goodness, it's actually hard. right, couple more. Woo! Okay, shake it out. Circle it out. All right, now since we have the focus on low right now, let's go to the block. So with the block, you'll bring the ball of the foot to the edge. And remember, you can be using here a thick book, a brick. You can do it on a staircase. So first, bend your knee and lean forward. And you'll feel it for sure. So bend in until you feel it stretching all the way back here. Now, really important is to not let the knee knock in a weird angle. So we want to keep the knee tracking right above the toes. And if you come to a point and then the knee goes in, then you've gone too far for you today. So stay in the range where you can keep the alignment. If you come out of the alignment, then you've gone too far, and just back off a little bit. So little by little, we'll train the joints to increase in their range of motion in a healthy alignment pattern. So we don't want to train the body in an alignment pattern that will cause problems down the line. All right, change to the other foot. Lunging forward, keeping the knee in line with the toes. I'm counting about 10 or 12 of these reps. Remember that every change in our body happens gradually, with patience, over time, and with consistency. So if you want to improve the range of motion of your ankle and feet, then you need to repeat these often. So now we'll come straight forward with the leg extended. So also ball of the foot on the block. And I'm going to use the back foot to push off. So the back foot is moving and propelling. So this back foot propels forward. Your hands can be at your hips. And remember, your hands can also be at the wall or a chair. Really use that back foot, the strength of the back foot, to push. Push. And we're counting about 10 of these reps here. 10 or 12 reps. And change to the other side. Good job. Shake it out. So that was the block. Okay. So let's do some more full body movements that involve and require the feet to really participate. Okay. Take your feet wide. Bend one knee. Come down and then turn the other foot. Turn, toes up and spread them. Press the legs in to come up and we'll go to the other side. Turn and spread. And you can have your hands on the floor to help you. Press up. Up. And let's try to do it in one smooth movement. So as you come down, the heel presses down, toes up. Of course, your legs are also working, your core is working, arms. Why not? Nothing is disconnected. So we're working on feet and ankles, but everything participates. All right, hold here for a moment, getting a nice stretch. See if your heel can come down to the floor. And turn the toes towards the floor. Walk, walk, walk over. Keep the heel down. Here, lift the toes. Hold. Come back to center. Shake it out for a moment. All right. Now, with your feet parallel to each other, and remember, if your heels don't reach the floor when you're in the squat, you can bring the rolled up blanket or towel under the heels. So we'll come to a squat, slowly bring the knees down and come up to kneeling. Keep the toes connected to the floor. Sit back, up, and stand. Down, slowly, kneel. We're gonna do 10 of these. I'm not using hands, but you can have the wall in front, or a post, or a chair, or use your hands here on the floor. You can also help yourself with your hands to push back and up. Or hands free. All right, last one. Good job. Okay, still on my squat. Really awesome thing that indicates our overall health in our muscular, skeletal, and nervous motor system is the ability to stand up and sit down without using our hands. So we'll try that. So this previous one was one of those examples. Is how much did you have to use your hands to push yourself up or down or help yourself come up and down? So that's something to think about and something to work on. Okay, so the next exercise to stand up and sit down without hands will require you to cross your legs. So you'll cross and then bend and descend. To come up, same, press the feet down and come up. You can use the toes, you can use the top of the foot. You can bring one knee down first and come down. So try that, and try with the other foot in front as well. And of course, I'm using my body weight to control where the center of gravity is and where I'm pressing down with my feet. And try not to plop down at the end. Try to slow it down. And of course, legs are going to be working, but most of all, our feet and ankles. All right, so I want to do now a fun twist. And this can be also with hands. Hands on the floor. Turn the feet all the way around and twist. The feet stay where they are. So notice, I'm not moving the feet from where they are. The whole body moves, but the feet stay. Stay, stay, stay. And then knees roll in. And this, you can do it without hands. Up, turn, turn, and down. Up, turn, turn, and down. So let's do 3 more of those, either with hands or without hands. So that's 1. 2. 3. All right, extend your legs out, shake them out. Well done. Circle your ankles and spread the toes. Change direction. All right, and I feel like we've worked so hard. We've done such a good job today that we deserve some relaxing with our legs up the wall. So this is what we'll do. Bring your mat to a wall. Open up the blanket if you have it. Make sure that we are in frame. Yes, we are. Wonderful. All right. So the important thing to get the legs up the wall is to sit. Start seated with your hips next to the wall. So I'm going to sit. Look how close I am. I'm right by the wall. And then I lay down and roll onto my back. And the hips are right against the wall. Take the feet up. And just let yourself relax here. There's a few fun things that you can do if you'd like. One thing is bringing a cushion under your hips. So to do that, bend your knees, push the feet into the wall to lift the hips, and bring the cushion underneath. And this can be as high as you like. You can add a little bit more cushions if you like. And the other fun thing you can do is if you have something that's a little bit heavy, like a meditation cushion. So this one is ideal because it has some weight, but it's also soft. Is to, get it up there on your feet. Yeah, it can be tricky. Once you get it up there, make sure that whatever you're using, that it's soft, so if it falls, it's not a problem. But that little bit of weight on the feet, bringing everything down into the hips feels amazing. We can rest here for a couple of minutes. Take a deep breath. And if this feels amazing and you're having a really good time here, by all means, stay there. I will come up to say goodbye. And thank you for following our foot mobility class today. I hope your feet feel really awesome now. Mine do. Here they are. I'm ready to go dancing. Go dancing in the living room. Put on some music, do some salsa dancing. And remember to let your feet be free. So walk barefoot, take your shoes off when you're out in nature. Feel different textures. Allow your feet to see and learn and explore the world underneath them. Don't keep them locked up and in the dark, in tight shoes. Please, please, please let your feet be free. All right, everyone, have a wonderful weekend. Ciao, ciao.